Hello, before I start the video, there are some mistakes. I recorded this between 5:30 and 6:56 because I had to do a lot of retakes because I just kept messing up and eventually I gave up. But I do actually say he, him instead of she, her for subpronouns for Aurora Morningstar. I'm just going to apologize for advance for any mistakes because I am sleep deprived. I haven't got sleep in 2 days, but I'm manic as poo and cannot sleep because sleep is for the weak and mentally sane, which I am neither. So yes, sorry about that in advance. I hope that you all enjoyed, and thank you. I hope that you all enjoyed. Hello, my sexy muffins, and welcome back to another video. Yes, I am pulling an all-nighter, like I said on my YouTube community page post, which I am pulling an all-nighter, which means I got the Russia one taken care of. I had to switch computers because battery was dying, so I did not get to post it right away. So we posted shortly before I edit this video, probably before I edit or after I edit this video, but soon. Obviously, it will be posted before this video, so go check that out. But anyways, we are doing uh Satan Space headcanons for Aurora Morningstar, which I hope I'm saying that. Aurora, there we go. Aurora Morningstar is the female Lucifer. We'll get to disclaimers in a second. But she is basically female Lucifer, and she is going to be in this and such. So let's get on to business. It's basically his base head cannons for that, and most likely a scenario of how he reacted to Lilith leaving Aurora. Now let's do this. Disclaimer number one: Lucifer is not female in canon. This is just a sort of gender bent OC listener version of Lucifer Morningstar as Aurora Morningstar. Thank you. From the Hazbin Helluva Boss universe. Now let's do this. Disclaimer number two. Satan, to my knowledge, is not into Lucifer in canon. This is a fanfic, Yandere reverse harem AU, and it is not to be taken seriously at all. Disclaimer number three. Satan is not Yandere in canon. This is just for fun and not to be taken seriously at all. Simping for fictional characters and Yanderes and shipping them is fine. Just do not be illegal or gross about it. You know who you are, you dirty flaky biscuits. Yanderes are not ideal partners to have in real life. Also remember to separate fiction from reality and headcanon from canon. Thank you. Now, fourth disclaimer, I believe. As a Helluva Boss and Hazbin Hotel continue, we will learn more about Lucifer's relationship with the other seven deadly sins. So these are just headcanons of what they would be like right now and might be retcon in the future when we learn more. Thank you. Also, the artwork of Aurora for the cover image, I believe, and possibly in this video, was made by Insanely Creative Things off of Tumblr. I will have their art Tumblr linked in the description so you can check them out. And if you want to commission them, please do commission them. Support local artists and also small digital artists as well. Support them always. And yes, she gave me permission, or they gave me permission. Sorry, I forgot your pronouns. It's late. It's like 6:35 a.m. My brain is not working. But they gave me permission to use this artwork. And yes, there is other artwork mentioned in this video, which I will not have shown because of certain reasons. But I will pay for it so they feel like I'm not using them for all their free art. Obviously. Anyways, now let's do this. Satan and Aurora go back to the start of hell itself. Aurora was originally the ruler of hell. And the original ruler of hell. She ruled it with Queen Lilith by her side and the 6 other deadly sins. Aurora was the one who gave Satan the power over wrath, and he had been with her in many wars. Sorry, my brain wrote worms. And also I forgot to add something while I was doing this. She also helped him create the imps that we see today. There we go. She also helped him create the imps that we see today, using her power of creation and his power of what he is to create the imps that are today. She even had battle armor that was inspired by Satan's style. This is actually the artwork I mentioned above, but the artwork is very much, from what I can remember, like Satan's style, and it's like her armor that she wore in battles and stuff. So, yes, anyways, let's continue. Satan was her main general in the early days of hell, and she had her faith in his wrathful in him. She had her faith in the wrathful sin, Satan. This caused Satan to become close to the Queen of Hell, and he became obsessed with the angelic little woman. He also brought out a wild and wrathful side for her that we see in the end of Hazbin Hotel Pilot, is where she really gets wrathful and has her satanic form, which was again influenced by Satan himself, creating a bond between the two. He sorry, I missed a sentence. Since Aurora was not monogamous with her wife Lilith and such, it was an open marriage. Satan had made his desires clear for the fallen angel, now queen. And sorry, I forgot to write this. Sorry, brain fart. And Aurora was I don't know how to spell that word off the top of my head. And Aurora was into it as well, having adults fun time with the King of Wrath. It was very passionate. You are seeing my work in the process. Anyways, let's reread that. And Aurora was into it as well, into of his desires and such, and his feelings for her, and they had a relationship, at least of the having the adult fun time variety, possibly very romantic. It was a very passionate, at the least, with the wrath and angelic passion. He was very forward with her and would come to the Pride Ring to see her quite often. As I have said before in previous videos, Satan is the sin of wrath / king prince of wrath, and he is a very wrathful Yandere. He has been known to fight even the other sins because of his jealousy for them when they are close to his angel Aurora. This is right. This is right. That is right. Sorry, brain fart. That is right. Aurora is not just his queen, but she is also his angel. She had kindness, love, and sweetness that tamed his angry soul. He made himself she he found himself able to calm down with her, and she would had been and she had got and when she had been gone from the throne so long, he had to get an impish, therapeutic, angel like creature to keep him calm for the most part. Or otherwise, he would storm the Pride Ring and steal his sweet queen and angel. Yes, it is not lost on me that Satan is a dragon, and his most treasured item is the Queen of Hell herself, Aurora Morningstar. This poo writes itself. Right. With him being a mother freaking dragon and Aurora being the queen of hell, he had the urge to protect her, just like Asmodeus and Beelzebub do with the queen as well. Except, of course, Satan believes that he would be the best choice to protect the queen of hell. He has fought alongside her in many wars, and she even made Razzle and Dazzle modeled after Satan, at least in their full dragon forms. Satan noted that Aurora made Razzle and Dazzle to protect her daughter, as if the King of Wrath wanted, as if the Queen of Hell wanted the King of Wrath to protect the Princess of Hell. At least that is what Satan thought himself. He is not the type to be sharing of he's not the type of Yandere that would share. He is super possessive of his treasure and the Queen of Hell. He does get annoyed when she waves him off or dismisses his worry. He also does get huffy when she spends time with other sins or even her own wife, Lilith. She is his angel and she should only want to spend time with him. That is at least what he full-heartedly believes. With Lilith and Aurora, my brain is autofilling. When Lilith and Aurora were having marital issues and custody battles and such, and Lilith was leaving Aurora, Satan was tickled pink. Of course, he wanted to frick Lilith up for breaking Aurora's heart. But at the same time, he could not help but smirk that she, his sweet little angel, was now up for permanent grabs. Of course, he was not prepared for when Aurora stepped down from the head of hell and from her lead in hell and said she would be back soon. Of course, she was not back soon, but she had left Satan in charge, telling the sins that Satan will be in charge until she comes back. He took great honor and pride that she chose him to rule hell while she worked out her family issues. His darling chose him over everyone else, and he was honored she chose him. He would not fail her, but as time went on and the years passed, and at least over 1 decade had passed, with not as much as a word from the Queen of Hell, he had began to worry, and also worry more when she went into hiding for the last 7 years of her life, hiding from basically just being the ruler of hell, and she's been cooped up in her castle, not leaving for at least 7 years. Satan felt his heart start to break, but he would not admit this weakness. So he instead began to spin the tale that he was the original ruler of hell before Aurora came around, that he had been the mastermind of hell, and she snatched it away from him. This is, of course, because he was hurting and needed to do something, anything, to have Aurora come back to him. He could not stand another day without his treasure, his queen, his angel. Ultimately, Satan was the embodiment of Aurora's wrath, and had played a large part in the wars she had fought in him along by his side. He would forever be at her command and ready to attack her foes and strike them down. But once he got his hands on her again, he would not let her slip through the cracks again and leave him again. He had learned from his mistakes, and he would never let his queen leave him again. He was her weapon, her tool, and he was her protector, and she belonged to him. And now on to the scenario. Yes, this is going to be a little bit of a longer video. I hope that you all enjoy it. Now on to the scenario. It was that time of year, and it was not going well. Satan was very happy when he heard that Aurora was having troubles with Lilith. He, of course, did not take pride in that because he knew that it was hurting Aurora, and hurting her made him feel very terrible. But he was also very, very pleased that Lilith was and him were having and that Lilith and her were having issues. She was his angel, his darling, his queen, his everything, and he wanted to have her to himself. He hated that she had relationship with many other suitors, both Adam, the first human, and the other sins, and not to mention her wife, Lilith, the first woman. Of course, he had his bitter hatred for most of this stuff, but he respected Aurora's decision not to get involved with certain things. Finally, Aurora came to him, and she looked so tired. Her hair was disheveled, there were bags in her eyes, and this worried Satan very much. He loved his queen, and he loved his angel. His queen, his angel, she was his everything. But of course, seeing her so overworked and distressed, it made his heart break. Aurora, are you okay? He asks, looking down at her and tilting her chin up to look at him. He was in a more sizable thing, but he was still at least 6 feet taller than her right now. I am fine, Satan, she says, and pushes his hand away, and then leans her head onto him, and he sizes down a bit more so she is laying her head on his chest. He could easily change his size as well as the other sins could. What do you need? What do you need me to do? I just need you to hold me for a sec, she says, and he wrapped his arms around her, pulling her close to his chest. He was the king of wrath and had fought many battles alongside her, and he never seen her this worn out. It made him want to kill Lilith for what she is doing to him. How dare she do this to him? Sorry, I keep saying him. Sorry. How dare she does this to Aurora? Aurora was the love of Satan's life, and he could not stand her being so worn out and just so disheveled. It made him want to kill Lilith for what she did to Aurora. Aurora looks up at Satan and she smiles softly. Satan, I need to ask a favor of you, she tells him, and he looks at her. Anything, my queen, he says, and takes one of her hands into his. I need you to rule over hell's system while I am away. I think Lilith is going to take Charlie away, and I just need to be there for my family. She hoped that she could be there for her family, but she does not know if Lilith would ever let her see Charlie again. Are you certain about this, my queen? He asked, looking into her eyes. He was glad that she chose him to rule over hell in her absence, but he hoped it would be short-lived absence. I am sure. I trust you. I have fought many battles with you by my side. You have been there for me since the start of hell. The only other person I would trust at this time is Lilith, but since she's the one I'm having issues with, she bites her lip and looked down. Satan nodded his head. I understand, my queen. I will do whatever it takes to keep you by my side and to rule in your name. She nodded and pulled him down, kissing him on the mouth. He was gleeful that this could be it. This could be how Lilith leaves Aurora, and she will be up for grabs and all his. Later, Aurora told the other sins that she was leaving and even left a be right back sign on her throne. She thought it would be short lived. She thought it would be great. But of course, that did not turn out. She sent a letter to the sins and they read it. Dear Sens, I will not be able to return for many years. Lilith has left me, and I do not know if I will be okay. I entrust hell to you, my friends, lovers, and partners in the ruling of hell. Satan will continue to rule hell in my absence. I wish you all the best. Aurora Morningstar. And they all were shocked. She had left, and they do not know when they were going to see her again. Their hearts broke as they may never see their queen again. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this. If you would like to see more, I will comment below what you would like to see and all that good stuff. And yes, I hope that you all enjoyed this. I wanted to give us some more somber thing to set the tone for when Aurora does come back for the seven deadly sins. But for the most part, she barely saw them, if saw them at all, between Charlie being taken away by Lilith and the separation and the last 7 years. So yes, anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this. And now, Patreon outro. Patreon outro. Thank you, Gav, for being my first patron. You are wonderful, beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. Thank you, Gav. I appreciate you. And thank you again, Insanely Creative Things, for letting me use the artwork and such. I appreciate you as well. Thank you, and stay sexy, all my sexy muffins. Bye bye. Secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro of baseball bat. Welcome to the secret outro. And the secret outro question of the day is, if you were in Aurora's shoes, would you have put Satan in charge yourself? I probably would have, because of the history they have is like constant wars, fighting on each other's side, back to back in various wars. So yes, I would have trusted Satan personally in this situation. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed, and stay sexy on my sexy muffins. Bye bye.